fitting reward if they can make it all the way to the end with that invite slot to rally at the next Rainbow Six Siege Major coming up in August. Here we go, though, folks, into map number 2. This is Rogue's map pick. It's Border. LeStream will get the first ban as they're starting out on defense. They'll take out Capital.
This pretty self-explanatory with the recent buff. His special ability with the bows are just insane. The wide area of effect is ridiculous.
A lot of ground to ceiling play, specifically on maps like, or on sites, I should say, like Armory, where that could be useful. Especially, you talk about like asphyxiation bolts and things like that. Even micro smokes, of course, being incredibly useful. I haven't seen a whole lot of like smoke play overall in this land, except when it's coming from Capital. Nomad, of course, pretty self-explanatory on any map, just reduces roaming potential overall. So they want to get rid of that so that the defenders can have good access to roamer. Maestro, normally you see Echo taken out, but Maestro, of course, is a little bit more annoying, just as, of course, that Elda, which is extra utility provided to it. And then Valkyrie, we've seen how powerful Valkyrie has become over the last 6 months or so. Some teams just don't want to deal with it, so get it out of there. Yeah,
I like the ban on Nomad because of the fact that roaming potential is absolutely big on this map. You have a lot of rooms, crevices, and hallways that you'll be able to hide if you're a roamer. And by taking her out, you're going to be so much more free if you're a flex player. So if you're aces or vertical, you're going to have a field day. Don't run into claymores, and if you happen to stay alive, you're going to be able to get a ton of flanks and waste a lot of time off of the offensive team.
Hello, Frost.
You don't see Frost often. This is my second time seeing Frost.
No. I mean, you kind of could have called that, to be honest. I had a feeling. I was like, yeah, it's probably not going to stick. Especially when we didn't have any other kind of like plant denial ops in there, anything like that, any type of anchors and whatnot. So
Armory and Lockers, you're going to have Alfama utilizing Mirror once again, and that's going to be pretty much a really important operator to use. Especially if you get a player with a C4 right behind it, which Mirror actually has. Rise does as well. Hicks has Echo. You have a really strong defense setup if you're on LeStream. If you're on Rogue, vertical and slash up. 2 operators where you can go underneath, shoot above, and track some of those footsteps. Slash up, he can break up the strategy big time if he goes in a workshop and just pretty much just creates chaos by shooting from below. That's the great thing about Buck on this map that I absolutely love.
And of course, we'll see the Jackal become more useful here with the elimination of Nomad. Normally, they would kind of be interchangeable for each other, as they're generally roamer denial. We'll probably see something similar with Gridlock eventually whenever she is unlocked along with Mozzie.
You think so?
Well, I think in general, they kind of fulfill a pretty similar role. It's just, I don't think she's as good at it as someone like Nomad, just because of how easily those like spike traps can be countered. But I think we'll see how that plays out when, of course, she's actually put into the meta, assumably when the next patch comes in.
All right. So getting right into the game, it's going to be map number 2 here on Border. LeStream Esport up 1-0 in maps against Rogue, the hometown favorites. Had a ton of people in the crowd wearing their jerseys. You got Slash Huck's mom and his dad in attendance, so they have a lot of support coming through. Hicks currently watching down low, knowing that Slash Hug might be visiting down low pretty soon, but looking down this main hallway, sees the door, gets shot down, and he's going to hold a line of sight, seeing if somebody's going to peek it momentarily. CCTV, you have a roamer or two. So Legion, he's going to make sure that he can hold it back, and Corey's going to be the victim of the first blood. The refract comes through, and Slash Hug dies. It's going to be a 4v4.
Well, Fama, though, using the Black Mirror right on the other side, is going to be able to do great work. You can see they have a really long line of sight to be able to use on this Vector, actually, to just pop people off as they attempt to move in and take control of CCTV. But it's a good snipe from LeStream to be able to put the advantage back into their favor. It's not necessarily decisive yet, though. You can see Aces has still taken a large amount of damage from another fight, so he's going to be relatively easy pickings if he finds himself exposed later on. And that's where Rogue could try to tie this back up and put us into an even 3v3.
You saw the drone play use. Hicks currently looking at the Echo drone. He's going to go ahead and roam around, try to see if he can see where the attackers are currently coming from. The hallway has been occupied currently. And we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. Vertical being taken out as Jackal is definitely going to hurt from the fact that not only can he slay out, he has a very strong gun, but utility. You're going to take away smoke grenades.
Slow lead up now that Rogue has kind of lost their steam early on in the round. Focusing a lot on making sure there's no other shenanigans that's going to go on by CCTV before they commit to any push inside of the armory itself. Hicks actually could get a lineup here in a second if he's careful. Nice fight on the drone. Oh, no. Peeks right in the shuttle, though. Hook, line, and sinker on that one. It's a goodbye to Hicks. That's an even fight. And of course, we got the west wall getting opened up to the inside of Armory. A few different angles that Rogue could try to use on this. But again, timing is going to be a little bit stressed. They're going to have to make sure that when they commit to this execute, it goes quickly and flawlessly. Otherwise, this could still be a quick closeout for LeStream on the execute.
With regards to operators, you have Abana. She's going to have a few flashbangs along with everything that Zofia brings with her. Shuttle's going to have a very strong gun on his side, and with this line of sight looking in the armor, they're looking to make a push now. Only 10 seconds left to go, and shooting down the wall easily, trying to make a push in. You saw the Yokai drone attached to the wall, and Easy is going to get it down. Moving into Archives, he's going to go ahead and go for the plant. Shuttle's going to attempt to kill an Alfama.
Committing to it now. Saw the Nitro Cell miss, so they should be able to get it onto the ground. That was the one hope, I think, is that Rise would have been able to stop it happening from down below, but it was not the case. Aces, of course, is down, so it's all on the last man standing to Mute, and he is going to get knocked out. A successful round from Rogue, a shaky one at that, especially when you consider how the round started off, being brought down to a 3v4. But they bring it back. They still take control on their opening attack round. They're going to go up 1-0. I
mean, that says a lot when you look at a team and they use an operator that has a lot of utility that relates to their strategy. I mean, you take out Buck, you take out Vertical, who's on Jackal. I mean, those are smoke grenades and nades that can actually help out when it comes to pushing into the site. You take away those operators and it's like, okay, what's next? What's plan B? Plan B is exactly what Rogue had in order to go past LeStream to go ahead and win that round. So, big shout out to Rogue. See how LeStream can answer back currently.
For LeStream, I think the question is going to be, again, whether they choose to stick with this site or just try to move on to something like Workshop, where the play is going to spread itself out a little more, and I think they'll be able to take some individual fights. It's not going to be decided by, you know, one conclusive push, and of course the fight over CCTV. But yep, it's looking like they've stuck with it. Not too surprising, of course, given the ease of winning on this site as the defenders compared to everywhere else on the map. This is still very much the clear favorite most of the time. Also, of course, LeStream had it pretty close. Ultimately, just failed on execute when Rogue started to push in, so they're still probably feeling pretty confident about their ability to win this site.
That round pretty much could have went either way. Period. So if I'm on LeStream, I'm going to have short-term memory, and I'm going to forget about that round because I'm going to realize that we really pushed them to the limits and that we lost in the final seconds. It was a big play coming from Rogue where Easy was able to get some good kills, but you know, that can be changed next time around.
Oh, actually got Frost this time. Just really
there you go. It has to happen at least once.
Yeah. I don't think I got 6 picked, unless I missed it on the operator select screen, but regardless, we'll have that in play. And Rogue will probably immediately realize this once they start droning. There's no way you're going to be able to miss those huge mats by the windows. Curiosity is going to be whether Hicks was able to kind of double mat anything, because that's where I think the potential for Frost to actually get something from her utility is a little bit stronger. She's probably going to get pinged out. I think it's the Frost that ends up getting affected by the Jackal ping, though. So she'll have to relocate in just a moment here into safer quarters of the map, at least temporarily.
Yeah, moving in towards CCTV, they first want to go ahead and clean that out, but also tracking footsteps of Jackal is going to be vital for Vertical. Moving slowly towards Armory, they want to make sure that they get there successfully because Vertical is going to get the first blood on Corey, but the Ghoul is going to help Aces get a kill as well. Vertical picking up a 2K. The Legion and Jaeger are going to be currently out of play.
Was actually
still going to have to get past Mirror.
It was actually the Mute that got hit by the track before, so Frost is still free to move in. Alfama working again from the Mirror is going to be able to trade back the loss of their teammate from before. Brings us even again into a 3v3. All 6 players that are still alive at full HP. Obviously not Shuttle anymore. Shuttle takes that prolonged fight. I think only takes an extra tick of damage as well from the Goo Mine. Is able to take out Hicks, so not a bad trade ultimately for him. No one else from LeStream is in position to counter that. Now they're down to 3 players. They can't really afford to set up trade spots anymore. The loss of their 2 other players already from earlier in the round.
Rise and Alfama, even though they're down 2v3, they're still in a comfortable position. Both players utilize the C4 that they can use to go ahead and get an easy kill for them. And knowing that they have the C4, it could slow down Rogue just a tad bit. Besides Zofia, Abana's a pretty good operation. She's going to have 3 stun grenades still, so the utility is still going to be in play for both teams. It's going to be all about execution to the point. Even though Rogue has the advantage, you haven't been to left, they're still going to take their time. You don't want to go ahead and try to throw this round away.
Rise again. He's going to be placing himself, actually going to get stunned out pretty aggressively here by the Zofia. So he's going to sit himself down for a moment and hopes that that clears a bit quicker. Notices, of course, the wall's going to get pierced over here towards his right, so pay close attention. That's a little bit too high for him to try and get an angle on it, unfortunately. He doesn't have the height to play on that one. regardless, we still have the push coming back in from the rest of his teammates, and Rogue are just going to run right through it. Alfam and Rise don't even know what hit him there at the end as Rogue pick up the second round.
Rise was trying to go and help out his teammate, and he misses a shot and gets slapped immediately. So shout out to Rogue winning that round. We saw smiles from players on that team. They're looking pretty good so far, but once again, we saw this already on map number 1. You're going to have to keep things up. But on defense, LeStream, they don't look strong on this map at all.
Mind you, it was a solid start from Rogue at the beginning of Clubhouse too, but we did see a period of adjustment eventually from the players on LeStream, and they were able to turn it back around on its heels. We'll see if they're able to do that once again going into the later rounds of the first half on our second map now.
But time and time again, I mean, even from USN when they won that Team American title, I mean, after that, they've struggled and they haven't made any team changes. They stuck with each other because they actually believe that they're one of the best teams out there, especially in NA. So as long as you have the type of confidence in your teammates and work together and play as a team, Rogue is definitely, they have powerhouse potential. Being undefeated so far this tournament, along with Team Secret, they're one of the best right now. They're going to have to keep that up. Losing against LeStream on map number 1 is the very first time they've even lost a map this tournament. That's notable to say.
So we've got Hicks working his way around, just trying to get a little bit of extra reinforcement since LeStream are going to choose not to stick with the upstairs site for a third attempt. Obviously things a little bit more one-sided towards Rogue in that last attack. Heading back down. Of course, holding Armory is still going to be very important on the workshop site, just because of the upstairs-downstairs play that can occur. Oh no! Corey, what a move! Right outside of CCTV, I believe, is going to be able to pop off onto the Habana as well. It's their only hard breach in this one. Look, they're going to be able to get a second one. Hicks also finding a kill, but Eclipse is mad now. He's in the site. What?
Eclipse, he wants all the smoke. Going in the site, looking to get another kill as Corey is still taking out members from Rogue. Shuttle's going to get a kill on Corey. The refrag's going to come, and Aces and Rise. That was a sloppy round, and LeStream, they're going to be victorious on it.
What's that?
I didn't understand it, to be quite honest.
Is this ranked? Everybody doing stuff that makes no sense right there. But
seeing them running around on site, it was
all adrenaline at the end, I think, right there, basically. Especially with the
spawn peak as well.
Yeah. I mean, the spawn peak starts it off, right? And from that point forward, Eclipse like, all right, fine, we're playing that game. I'm going in. He rushes forward. He rushes a little bit too far, I think, unfortunately, as he does end up dropping the diffuser further into the site itself. LeStream already able to hold the reins, although Rogue does a very good attempt at trying to battle it back, and we end up with probably one of the quickest rounds of Siege I've ever seen played.
Higgs with the beautiful spawn kill, not only to get the first kill, but to take down the objective player. That's why you don't give Bandit an ACOG. So, getting ready for this next round, I'm really excited to see what the next operator picks are going to be, especially on both sides. So moving into round number 4 is going to be 2-1 for Rogue, and pretty much the same thing that we've seen on the stream so far. In Rogue, they feel pretty comfortable. Their selective operators are pretty much versatile for any site that you go to. Buck and Jackal pretty much seem to be like staples here.
Yeah. And it will continue to probably be that case. Obviously, again, like I said before, with Nomad being banned out of the pool, normally we'd see her kind of swap them for Jackal under quite a few circumstances, just because it's kind of guaranteed denial over just info of any attempt to pull off a flank against the attacking team. But for LeStream, they're back upstairs once again, trying to attack or trying to fend the Armory one more time. This is where Rogue's had a really good track record, though. So we'll see. This could very easily, as it will be a tie potential for LeStream. Is also an opportunity for Rogue to push ahead now, 3-1.
It's pretty interesting because we haven't seen a lot of verticality come into play, especially with Buck and Jackal. So Rogue throwing some strats over to LeStream, putting at his sticks, and they're currently up 2-1 because of so everything is working so far. But they're going to have to go ahead and stretch this lead on attack. Halfway towards halftime. See if they have what it takes.
There hasn't necessarily been a whole lot of room for vertical plays and things from downstairs, because LeStream, they're not necessarily playing into like typical positions across their entire 5-man roster. Like the most obvious, floor to ceiling play that you could see happen here would be, trying to punish the player in half wall inside of Armory. And you could see that Alfama's not really playing into that. Neither is anybody else from LeStream. Right. Alfama's playing right up against the wall instead, so it's a little bit more difficult to try and punish something like that when you don't have exact info as to where those players would be. Because ultimately, if you're just, first of all, the Skeleton Key does have limited ammo, so if you're wasting ammo on that, it's not going to help your case. You're wasting time, too, on top of that, which is a very precious resource in this game.
So, coming out to the 1 minute and 45 second mark. A little bit of droning is going on, gathering all the intel that's needed before Rogue goes ahead and gets on the side. And already we're going to go ahead and have it down. It's going to be Corey. He's going to be the Echo player. So taking him out is going to be extremely crucial. He can finish this kill. But now that he's down, it's going to be a lot on LeStream's end to make sure that he doesn't die.
See, of course, the track on Ace still, so he said a fallback. He's going to basically have to play into the corner until the track expires. Might still be able to push back a little bit further ahead here, but being very aggressive right there. It's a good thing we don't have anyone on rappel on that window. Especially with him still having the track on him, but actually now that it's gone, he's going to get pretty aggressive. He's going to drop downstairs, Corey.
Okay.
Tries to crawl away. He's going to get caught by Easily right before he makes it out. Eclipse is going to be able to find another pickup too, so this is again following the trend for Rogue. It seems that upstairs site is truly theirs. Spot down to a 5v3. LeStream have already managed to brought back a disadvantaged round before though, so we don't want to count them out of this one just yet.
Moving into the other side of the site, it's going to be Slash. He's going to be a solo player roaming. Eclipse is going to be down low over near underneath the A site. The play is going to come in. You have Hicks and Alfama on site, and Hicks is going to go ahead and find Eclipse for the nice kill. I believe it was probably on stairs. Rye's going to pick one up as well. Alfama back to back to back. LeStream picking up kills. All you're going to have left is Easily and Shuttle.
Coming off of this. We'll see once again, like I said before, while Rogue had the 5v3, we've already seen LeStream turn around situations like this, not necessarily on this map, but over the course of this series. Rogue running low on time. This is a bad notice for Rogue. They've always done poor in these type of stress situations, and they might be in that situation again, but no! Two more kills come in for them. They've got the possibility for a plan open up. Alfama finds the trade, and the second one on top of that. He gets the 1v2 clutch. Doesn't need the timer. He plays it out for the frags instead, and LeStream finally take control of an Armory round.
Patience pays off. Alfama was waiting patiently by lockers the entire time. Found the right opportunity to run out and got himself a 2K to go ahead and clutch things up for LeStream. Alfama just happens to find himself at the right place at the right time for every type of run out that he does. And you gotta love the clutch potential coming from this guy. But Rogue waited a little bit too late to go on the site, and it pretty much bit them as they were in hurry mode. It's all easy going with a wide push, and Alfama was able to get the easy kill on him, giving that round to LeStream Esports.
So overall, a pretty similar start to this map that we had for our first map too. Rogue gets off to kind of a booming start. It's obviously situation's been flipped a little bit. 2 attacking rounds this time in the favor of Rogue before we start to see things change up. And of course, now LeStream has been able to claim 2 of their own. Keep us very, very close, 2-2. It's looking very similar to what we had happening back on our first map.
Depending on if you're Rogue or LeStream, if one of these sides are your strongest sides, you're going to have to go ahead and win out or try to stretch the lead just a little bit more. Because in 2 more rounds, we're going to go ahead and reach halftime, where both teams are going to go ahead and switch sides. So right now is where you really have to turn on your afterburners. Some teams really good, depending on offense or defense. We're going to see what Rogue or LeStream are currently made of.
Got an Echo coming back into the fold this time once again too, which is something that we haven't seen as much use of on this map as of yet. Or at minimum, the Yokai drones haven't had a huge amount of impact, but we have seen him. So now another opportunity for that to be used, and it's going to be downstairs this time. I think we're customs for this round. Because obviously the other 2 sites that they've chosen, Workshop along with Armory, are still locked for use right now for LeStream.
One thing I do want to credit Rogue on is just their drone play. Before they go into any site, no matter what point in the game, they're able to keep their drones alive, and they drone out every spot before they go into it. Unfortunately, they didn't know where Alfama was, but other than that, their intel game has definitely been on point.
Got a bit of a slow start here. Again, like you said, it's drone phase 2.0 for Rogue here. So they're going to try to figure things out vertical. It's looking like he's the only player to take the forefront. Obviously, he's got a little bit of work to do to figure out where these roamers are positioned at, too. He's going to have the buck with him to open up a little bit more territory. Try to start isolating out a few of the players that may be lurking upstairs so they can try to go for a bit of that ceiling to floor play.
Carefully. Free front throw wall. So you can go ahead and get a pick. He knows that with the shotgun shots coming out, Slash is able to identify a player. But in Archives, Vertical snuck his way in, and Alfama sent him right back out.
It's a defender ACOG right there. You got to be careful. If it peeks right into his crosshair, it's an easy 1-tap just to finish that off before it goes down. Managed to get a hard ping onto at least one other player from Rogue here. Oh man, if he knew. Only he knew. Oh, come on.
Pull the trigger, man.
And we are actually going to see Rise instead pick up the next advantage here for LeStream. Alfama still manages to get his just desserts at the end of the day, and Rise jumping right in front of Alfama for that one. A little bit dangerous for a team kill, but picks up the frag on Shuttle. Corey knocking it out as well. That is probably the most one-sided LeStream defensive round we've seen throughout the series so far.
That was the absolute dominance. Debating switch whenever that guy was in a fight with the Echo behind the shield. He jumped out, got the kill easily. These guys play for each other. They play off of each other's backs. That's what you want to see. LeStream Esports picking up another round in dominant fashion going against Rogue.
And this, of course, is going to get them the lead. Something that, besides the end of our last map, is we haven't seen them in a position too much. Remember, it was Rogue that was leading the charge at the beginning of this map, the beginning of our first map as well, and generally speaking, had the ball in their court with the lead for the large majority of what we saw back on Clubhouse, but ultimately lost it in overtime. And now, on their own map pick, Rogue's map pick, this is, it's LeStream that's going to fall behind a little bit early as we enter the final round of the first half.
If history repeats itself, once LeStream went ahead and took control of the lead, they never gave it back to Rogue. They never gave it back to Rogue. Rogue was never able to fight back. So, I mean, that could be a thing that we could also take note of. So if LeStream goes ahead and has a strong round right here to close out halftime, they could be well on their way to go in the second half confident that they're going to go ahead, win this map, and close out the series, knocking Rogue out of the tournament.
That's with the site triangle being completed here by LeStream. They can start the run around it once again as they go back over here towards Workshop for their second attempt to win it before the half closes out this time around. The operator layout is going to remain pretty similar, I think, to what we saw the last time they played down here. Yeah. Bandit, Jaeger, along with Smoke coming in to try and delay, hopefully, a later push. Mira following that up, and then the Mute, who's probably going to play a little bit more heads up, a little bit further away from the site, since his utility, along with, of course, something like Jaeger's, is used relatively early in the round.
With the site being in Workshop, especially on the first floor, the control up top is going to be vital. If they're able to shoot down, especially with Buck and Jackal, Rogue can get some more lanes to go ahead and try to pick up a few kills, and maybe toss a little frag grenade coming from Slash. See if we can pick up some type of sneaky nade. But watching this wall, Rise definitely knows that there's somebody out there waiting. But being droned out, he's going to go ahead and get pinged, so he's going to be on the run. Rogue knows exactly where he is, moving that roamer out of play.
He's going to force Jaeger back and out of the fold, at least for a few moments here. Now they got the ping going on to him. Jackal track, it looks like it's gone on to one of the players who's trying to play forward upstairs here too. A run out is successful to a certain extent by Alfama there. I think it was Alfama. I would have to guess it's Alfama. As, once again, the Mira run out. We saw it in the last map. It got him a double kill. This time it's only going to be a 1-for-1, but the good news is it's against Buck on Workshop. They haven't gone inside the building yet with Buck, so there's no work that's been done with that skeleton key besides maybe a few walls getting broken open. That's actually a pretty good trade. The only way this could come back to bite them is if the Mira could have been useful in the late round for the post fight, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Eclipse getting work done this time with a push inside of security. Picks up the double kill and puts Rogue back into control.
Rogue still has a fighting chance. Yeah, the mirror window in place. I was going to say Hicks was still alive, utilizing Smoke, but Vertical's going to make quick use of him. But Corey's going to be left all alone in Armory Locker. It's going to be up to him. He saw a drone. He's being Jackal tracked right now. Everything is going against him. All the intel is going to be in Rogue's hands. Can Corey make the clutch of a lifetime? It's going to be a 1v4. He's not in a good position at all. Rogue, they're keeping their distance, and they do not want to throw this round away. Instead, Vertical is going to throw him out the game. Round is going to go straight to Rogue.
A relatively easy closeout there on the final round for Rogue. Great stuff from them, especially with their push into CCTV. A sudden push that pretty much solidifies the round as it brings it into that 5v1 that we ended up with towards the end. And that will give us another 3-3 half. Same exact scoreline that we ended up with on Clubhouse. These teams are neck and neck.
This is back and forth. It's driving me crazy, man. We love good games, but, man, you don't know who's really going to pull out from it.
It's actually a pretty...
That's
crazy double kill that he was able to get in CCTV there. I just realized that Jaeger was actually kind of watching the window and somehow wasn't able to stop that play from happening. So it must be a bit of a mistake there made by the Jaeger on the stream for just not catching that in time.
But Rogue, they definitely have a thing to where they can assert dominance whenever they go into a site, any one of them. Vertical, yes, but easily doing that as well. I mean, it's pretty amazing to where you can really lean on anybody that's sitting next to you to take over a game. You can depend on every single player on this roster to get the 2K to open things up for your roster. But going into round 7, like you said, tied game, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Rogue, they're now going to be the defensive team. LeStream Esport, they're going to be on attack. And Aces, he's going to bring out Twitch. That's going to be scary. One of the best guns in the game. You're going to put him on one of the best players on the team. This man is looking to frag out, seriously.
All right, well, let's go and see now. switch sides. If Rogue is going to be able to pull up as strong as the defense as their attack was, we'll end up in OT again, or if Rogue's going to have potentially a more decisive map go into their favor. There's that possibility for LeStream to really show up on the attack too. We've already had an incredibly close series. Clubhouse being no exception to that.
Yeah, Clubhouse was actually phenomenal. I'm still shocked that Rogue wasn't able to close that map out.
Especially how strong of a start they got.
I know, that was actually shocking.
More than anything, that's credit to LeStream for being able to adapt as well as they did, punish some of the early roam game that we were seeing from Rogue back on Clubhouse, and then finally bring that half back to 3-3 after it started 0-3 against their favor.
I think it was just the fashion that Rogue was actually dominating. It kind of looked like they were on another level, but then when LeStream started winning, we actually saw perfect rounds coming from this team and nothing like that coming from Rogue's end. Corey's trying to get a line of sight. He sees the shield, so he knows that there's an operator in play. But Zofia, she's going to go ahead and get rid of that.
He missed it.
All right, there you go.
I think he said a stun one.
That was a stun one first.
So possibly trying to deal with the player behind it before he blows it up. But a bit of misfire too, so he's going to use both in that situation. It's going to leave a little bit more room still for his teammates to try and go for the push inside. Rogue in the meanwhile is heavily stacked.
Everybody's right here right now.
We've got 4 players sitting like right next to each other in armory, which is kind of dangerous in my opinion.
You don't have anybody watching Metal Stairs. You don't have anybody watching, you know, Office coming in from the balcony. It's pretty hard. Yeah. So being bunched out, Rogue, they're going to spread out to stop LeStream's attack at the moment.
Thankfully, it seems like those positions were relatively temporary. You've already got a few players that have rotated off. It's more like 2 on the site right now. A nice attempt works out the bandit trick. Rise, though, making a run around the other side, finding Shuttle. Slash will find an immediate trade to take out Rise, but Hicks adds one more to the counter for LeStream by finding Slash, leaving us into a 3v4 advantage to LeStream.
Great utility still in play for LeStream. Taking her time slowly. Rogue trying to make something happen with these yokai drones. Eclipse isn't going to have anybody in sight, so the run's going to slow down just momentarily. LeStream, they collect their breath and get ready for the second push. They have Office control, and maybe bunching up in Armory could have been something bad for Rogue because they don't have the freedom that they used to have anymore. Another player joining off is going to be Hicks, utilizing Badger. He's going to have a line of sight where he's going to be able to look into Armory, but the question is he going to be able to get in?
Reloading, cover me!
Hicks still looking for any potential to try and sneak into the beach site here. It's coming down to the wire, 40 seconds left, but in all seriousness, this is still a very good amount of time for LeStream to play into. It's about how they get into the site, and this is where the problems start to show up. This is where the defensive matrix is aligned for Rogue. 3-for-1 trades now leaves it in a 2v1 overall. Hicks, it's the Thatcher versus the world right now. The yokai drone already hitting him. He can't even find it as well. It's directly above him. He has to immediately fall back as a result of the stun, which takes a long time to clear, unfortunately, unless he's able to get into a corner and safely move away from it. But that's not even going to move away from the yokai drones. I'm pretty sure the second one hit him as well. He doesn't have any time left. Doesn't even have the diffuser. Just going to walk into his own death there as Eclipse finishes things off, and Rogue will take the lead as we start the second half.
Even if he had the diffuser, there's no way he's going to get the plant off at all. He had the yokai drone there with the charge ready to go if he tried to make any type of plant. Top for the plant diffusal, and he didn't have anything. He had no hope at all. Unable to clutch it up. So Rogue trying to take the lead back. In good standing. I was really glad that they played for time right there. When the kills came in, they backed up, went prone, and played their game a slow game. Yeah. There's no need to rush that, try to go, you know, kill hungry and whatnot. You have utility to use, man.
Very little reason to throw that much aggro at the fight, considering it was down to the 2v1. They diffuser down, like you said, they yokai set up appropriately too, which the yokai's alone, and this is again just giving credence to how powerful Echo's been in this series when he's had opportunities to do so. Completely stops any potential for the 1v2 from happening, and that's the consequences that you often get when you leave Echo in the pool, especially for both maps. Both teams kind of getting a little more comfortable with being able to use him, so they'll be able to pull off more plays like that.
All right, this is where I'm going to see somebody get extremely comfortable. Vertical is going to choose Visual. You see Vertical run around with Visual, Caviera, and he actually does his thing. That's where Vertical is actually dangerous, when he's all alone on his own. He's a solo slayer. We've seen a lot of that coming from Ness. Vertical, he's that type of player for Rogue when he's roaming on his own. But also Eclipse, he's going to be utilizing Pulse. It's going to be really important, missing the drone right there. It's going to be really important in regards to calling out a ton of intel and seeing where the attackers are coming from.
That was the Twitch drone that just managed to get away.
Oh, that was the Twitch drone he missed?
Yeah, that was what escaped out the hole. So he just missed an opportunity to take out one of Twitch's drones early on, meaning that can still punish them from, I think that was jail, where it came out outside of. So they can still roll that into the site and try to take out some of the defensive setup. It's Gonna be Slash with a quick start though. Over by the main doorway, quickly taking out Hicks as he actually goes pretty aggressively towards that doorway. So they might have had a punch hole or something like that, which he just didn't catch. And that's going to be able to punish him, and an early advantage will go to Rogue.
I think that was payback for the very first peak that happened earlier on, but Vertical's going to move right in, taking Rise out the game. It's going to be 2 straight for Rogue.
Really unfortunate timing for the Buck. Vertical had just swiped past where he used the skeleton key, so if he shoots just a little bit more to the side, he sees him and probably is able to react to that in time, but he sneaks right past him. The timing works out perfectly for Vert to be able to steal that kill away, and this is a very unfortunate start at minimum for LeStream.
Look at Fama moving in slowly but surely, not stopping at all, but he saw the mirror set, going to have him pause momentarily. He's going to try to utilize those X-Carros to get rid of that wall and shooting down the window. Corey's going to try to open up the sight from outside, and Corey is going to get the best of Shuttle, taking out the mirror player, so utility going with the C4.
I like it, the aggressive play from Corey. You're already at a 3v5. They needed to try and take a risk here, and Corey just basically shooting to the inside of the main window by main doorway. They're trying to basically force someone to take a fight. It's like, I'm here, I'm alone, let's go, come get me. And thankfully it is able to fish a player out. It's not the be-all, end-all that brings his team back into the round, but it's certainly going to help. And now Corey is going to make another move forward here. You've already got the mirror window popped. You can try to play around that a little bit. Hoping he might be able to get a peek from the inside of A site too, but
Eclipse knows where he is. The whole time Eclipse had the cardiac sensor out, and he was waiting slowly but surely for Corey to step in the site, and once that happened, he called it out. Vertical got the kill. Vertical getting the 2K, and Rogue looking strong, once again picking up heat. But it was that post play that opened things up. That intel is valuable more than anything out there.
Rogue really creating like a house of horrors, it seemed, in that round.
It was hard for him to get in there.
No one from LeStream able to find any success at all, it seems, except for the one frag that was taken by their Twitch player. And after that, yeah, it was just too much information given to Rogue, or too much info they were able to leverage away from them through both the cameras and their own setups, and most notably the Pulse that brought them into a very dominant position for that round, allowing them to shoot ahead with the lead once again at the beginning of the half. This is a pattern they're falling into now. You
got to think about it. That spawn peak definitely threw a wrench in LeStream's plans. I mean, that was pretty annoying, and then Eclipse running around with Pulse, giving away that valuable intel to his teammates, getting easy kills for Vertical all around. I mean, that was absolutely big. Vertical is visual. I love to see him on the solo roam play. He's pretty dynamic, and he's actually a playmaker for this Rogue roster, and that's exactly why they picked him up.
So, with the sites continuing to rotate around, we'll go to the last point on the 3-site triangle here for Rogue. They're going to end up working their way over towards Customs before the second floor site is unlocked again for their use.
Alibi's going to be in play. She's a very aggressive roamer with the bat lift. Going to use that, open up some sites, going to help out, especially when it comes to bandit tricking, the nade tricking.
It's more that MX4 Storm that really brings the power to the table when it comes to Alibi, though. As far as I've been able to tell, that's the main reason why a lot of people pick her. Very versatile weapon, and the operator itself, obviously being able to move around the map relatively quickly, helps with that. With the clones being more of just a side addition more than anything else. Yeah. Generally speaking, her ability isn't the main reason why she gets picked.
They're not OP, but they're useful in certain situations. If a random misfire goes ahead and hits one of the holograms, and yeah, the intel's going to be given to your team, but it's not going to be super game-changing at all. Like, it's pretty much a hit or miss, mostly.
Situational, I think you said, is really the best way to describe it. Where sometimes it's effective, and other times it just doesn't do anything.
But it's not common that it's game-changing whenever you hit the hologram.
Off of that, of course, still end up in a relatively slow broiling round here, but you can tell, you can see the positions from Rogue here. They are looking for any opportunities they might be able to find, especially on West Balcony. Let's see if they can get a little bit of damage onto these guys in the early round. No Twitch in play this time, so no capability really to punish those mirror windows early on unless Mira herself pops them, because we don't have that annoying little drone rolling around.
Speaking of annoying little drone, you saw the Yokai in play with the Echo being chosen with Vertical. Choosing the more passive role this time around, Corey's going to be the obvious counter, utilizing IQ, and 2 straight kills. A C4 and a headshot easily, and Aces picking up 1 apiece.
Quick little refrag there from Aces to keep things even. This is where LeStream at least has started to kind of recover a little bit more and has gotten more consistent at doing. Rogue isn't getting away with free kills as often as they have been either earlier on in this map or earlier on in the match back in map number 1. LeStream has done a pretty good job on the initial frag of trying to trade that out. And this round, of course, is no exception. Now it's on LeStream to get themselves into this site, as it's still a very slow broiling round for them. It's, of course, CCTV that's going to be a huge part of getting this control. Another 1-for-1 exchange goes off. Ace is able to take out Eclipse. And Eclipse also steals away Corey for the rest of the round from LeStream.
All right, picking up the diffuser. Rogue, 3 players alive. LeStream now with 2. Vertical, great play with Echo currently. We usually see him with some aggro play style, but being patient, able to get through the wall alive. He's been a difference maker for this roster.
He's going to try to tuck away on the inside of construction. He's still got a lot of pressure coming on him from the stream. No drone presence necessarily. Hicks obviously trying to go for the default cam after he gets shot a little bit there. A bit of panic from him. Meanwhile, Aces, oh, they know they've got a player sitting back behind on the tables here. They've got a good lock. I believe that's the alibi. Slash hiding in the back there. So Ace is looking for an opportunity to go for a push against this. It's not the most beneficial angle, but he makes it work. And Hicks supports, saves Ace's life. But Vert knocks out Hicks. It doesn't matter. Ace is committed to this. He's going to throw it onto the ground. It's all on Vert now in the 1v1 situation. It's come down to the clutch. Ace is going to try to go for pre-fire. Does, of course, slightly give away his position to play off of. Vert gets the spot, doesn't have the easy closeout, misses a clear headshot. A little bit too quick on the rotate out of there. Hibana versus Echo. Both the Japanese operators going up against each other, but at the end of the day, it's Aces that comes out on top from the office, closing out on the round for the stream as they stay in this fight.
Coming in security and getting that kill on the prone alibi was the highlight of that match for me, but great play for LeStream, man. Still fighting back. They haven't given up yet. And Aces really starting to stand out and make a difference in this play. Rogue had a pretty good defense, but just the intel that was given to LeStream was absolutely ideal. It was actually king. The fact that they knew that alibi was prone right there and everywhere else the rest of the defenders were, LeStream was able to operate throughout this round and ultimately win it out with the 1v1 clutch.
He said Vert being given a couple of opportunities, just not able to connect the shots as quickly as he would have liked here. And ultimately does have to make the aggressive move where finally the situation gets flipped on its head and we can see the Hibana holding the more passive angle to win out that duel. Another round getting closed out on, another chance for LeStream to battle back into this. Still, I believe, a 1-round advantage in the favor of Rogue at this point with the 2 that they won coming off the 3-3. So we currently should sit at 5-4. 2 more for Rogue to close out. 1 more to guarantee overtime again. Mind you, they already have given their opponents an 0-1 lead.
Are you confident that Rogue can actually close this out?
That's the big key question, right? Are they going to be able to close out? They're coming very close to doing so. They're also falling short in a couple of clutch situations here.
And it's all coming down to just one big play happening, a 2K happening, you know, the 1v1. LeStream, even though they're down around, they're still in the running against Rogue, and you really can't put your finger on who's going to positively win this game. Stokes looked the camera right in the eyes and was like, yeah, Rogue is going to win. LeStream sucks on land. But still, the Europeans have a ton of fight in them.
It's a good amount of history between these 2 teams, too, as far as I'm aware. So that's probably coming into the matchup pretty heavily, too. Yeah.
Okay. So a little drone play is Rise is going to move in currently. You have a bunch of Rogue players pretty much bunched up in one part of the map. 1 on the first floor. You have 2 on the second. But Slash roaming around with Legion. Trying to gather some type of intel. Hopefully somebody steps on the goo mine, lets it off, and Hicks is still droning around.
The stream, as we can see, of course, is going to prioritize trying to get themselves to the inside of CCTV first. Always kind of your starting point, especially for IQ here to try and figure out positioning. First time we've actually seen IQ and pick and play for the series so far. Might have seen it from Aces a little bit earlier on in the half, but overall, first time that we've seen her not get banned out so well. She's been banned quite a bit in this tournament so far, which is a surprising new addition that a lot of teams, or at least 2 of them, are bringing to the table.
The Aces with his aim a little bit high. He barely whiffed a headshot, pre-firing through that armory door. But he's going to go ahead and have a second chance. With Corey utilizing the Twitch drone, he's able to shoot out a few default cameras, hopefully able to shoot out a few of Shuttle's mirror windows. He's going to be able to do that. That's going to be a major plus. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Rogue as they defend this site.
A lot of shots going off early on, but mind you, this is all destruction at this point. This is all players trying to gather intel. This is not fighting that's really going on between the 2 teams.
It's Rise. Yeah, Rise is shooting through the floor, and Ace is dropped immediately. He's going to go ahead and challenge him. You have the IQ still in place. She's going to go ahead and shoot a few crew mines.
Oh, there's middle
yeah, she can't get it.
I think she got it in the last shot.
I didn't think she got it.
But regardless.
But regardless, you still have Aces. He jumped down the first floor. He's still hunting that bug player that you hear. Oh, excuse me. Big mess up. He's going to help out the bug player that's alongside him. But Alfama is going to go ahead and get the kill on easily. 4v5 in favor of LeStream.
That's your solid start again coming in for LeStream. Still getting better and better, maintaining that early round advantage. Their executes have never really been a problem. They've always been solid for the most part. And this is great. Look at this. 2 more kills, both of them coming in from aces. Alfama's going to get traded in a moment, but Rise with a nade right in through the window is going to be able to find Eclipse, taking him down. Only 1 player left alive from Rogue. A solid series of frags coming in for them. Vertical is already stuck between a rock and a hard place here as well. He's got a player directly to his left, pinching him. And I believe he'll be the one to trade it at the end of the day after he picks up 1 final frag on the round. LeStream pick it up. Now tie us at 5-5.
Yeah, I know I messed up, but the fact that Buck was absolutely a nuisance on the first floor and Ace is running down to help him out, they pretty much opened things up on site and made it pretty much easier for the rest of the teammates to go ahead and attack him. Not only are you worried about the people that are on balcony and rappelling through the windows, but now you have verticality coming into play. You have 2 players shooting you from below. It's kind of like, okay, what do you do? And they made it hard for Rogue to really defend that site.
LeStream now having some solid rounds into their favor. Rogue again is going to have to start getting a little bit worried about this situation. I think you talked about before, you were worried about them being able to close out. They pushed ahead. Both halves, they go 2-0 right at the start. And immediately afterwards, we start seeing LeStream trade out rounds. They're unable to levy this streak into any kind of massive lead. LeStream has always been on their tail the entire time, or even at some points been in the lead out of this situation. So Rogue need to bring it back, need to send this home. Otherwise, it's going to be a LeStream 2-0.
I don't know, there's something about LeStream being able to adjust on the fly is just so much better than Rogue at the moment. They're able to come back from behind, keep the momentum clean, and it shows so much more to me as a team that's consistently fighting back, taking the lead, and just taking over when it comes to maps. Rogue, they're having a problem closing things out against LeStream. It's pretty rough. So 3 more seconds left in the preparation phase. And LeStream, now that it's tied up, to me, I feel like they still have the better chance of winning this match.
Well, Rogue almost seemed kind of reliant on early picks, it seems, for them to be successful on their defense. Yeah, spawn. Yeah. Like, getting that 5v4 has been a huge key factor in determining whether they'll win a round or not here so far in defense. And for the most part, while LeStream has been able to trade a few of those back, they're able to levy the advantage and throw LeStream off. They've had a much better chance of winning the round compared to when LeStream has picked up those first few frags. So it's up to Rogue now to kind of change their luck. They can't just sit back and play passively anymore. That was, I think, part of the problem that they ended up walking into on Clubhouse was they slowed, especially on attack.
They slowed down.
They slowed down potentially a little bit too much and gave too much time to think almost to the guys on the stream and kind of figure out how these attacks were going in for Rogue, and as a result, LeStream were able to counter it out completely on more than one occasion.
But that's what I've been saying, LeStream Esport, they've been able to set the tone whenever they win rounds. I mean, last round, Rise, he was able to utilize Buck to really create some type of panic and chaos amongst Rogue. They weren't able to defend in the spot that they wanted to stay in. So when you have players consistently moving on defense, they're essentially moving targets for LeStream, and it proves so with them able to pick off players 1 by 1. With the 1 minute and 45 seconds left, LeStream are currently getting in the building. You have Aces down low with IQ, but little does he know, he has 2 players right down there with him, and Shuttle is going to be the one that's going to take him out the game. So there's going to be no IQ on the map to stop any type of echo play or anything of the sort.
So again, there's that early 5v4. No sign of a trade coming in there from LeStream either, although, wow, I just jinxed it.
Wow.
Immediately as I say it, manages to take out Slash, so I'm just going to be quiet now.
Cast your curse.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to hit my mute button. 2 more coming in for LeStream, following that one up as well. Shuttle and easily fall victim to it. And it seems that the early 5v4 may not be the decider, the be-all, end-all for Rogue's victory. After all, LeStream do a great job of turning the 4v5 background into their favor. And now it's up to just the Jaeger now.
Corey is tearing him up right now, man.
And look, finds another one, Rise. Rogue look a little bit lost on that round. And this is not what they need. Their opponents are up at 6 on match point.
3 straight. 3 straight for LeStream. The Europeans came to play, baby. But it's going to be all up to Rogue. They have to go to overtime. This is going to be match point. If LeStream is able to pull this win out, Rogue has to play perfect to get into overtime. They cannot afford to lose here.
So there you go. You see it, despite the good start that time from Rogue. Unable to leverage anything into a further advantage besides that 5v4 they got at the start. LeStream do a great job of swinging it back around, especially with their more aggressive heads-up play that, again, really threw Rogue off. They looked completely lost. There didn't even seem to be a whole lot of communication coming in about positions from players. You could tell by what the last man from Rogue was doing. They're just getting caught completely on his lonesome. They're going to reset one more time. You can see they're already live in the round, so let's head back in game and see if Rogue can recover, take us to overtime for a second map in a row. Or if it's going to be all LeStream here.
If LeStream was this is going to do wonders for EU and NA relations in Rainbow Six Siege. I'm telling you, gaming in general, man, there's always this back and forth battle. And I wish I could see the chat right now. I know they're poking a lot of fun, you know. But Rogue, they have to play right. Vertical, he's going to go back to his comfortable operator. It's going to be Vigil. But Eclipse is also going to be a roamer as well, utilizing Alibi. You're going to have a strong anchor player in Slash Hug, utilizing Smoke. He's going to be able to burn 45 seconds at any given time as long as he stays alive. So Rogue has the tools at their disposal to go ahead and win this round and send it to overtime. It's going to be all about execution. But LeStream, they've won 3 straight. They're on a winning streak, and they don't look to lose anytime soon.
And now, mind you, this is actually going to be a pretty... Oh, we're probably... Depends on, of course, we'll wait for a final confirmation from our admin. So we do have a rehost call from Rogue. So possibly one of their players crashing out or something like that here. Play still going on, so we're going to act like the round is live for the time being. It looks like LeStream's actually just going to pounce on that. Ace Alfama picking up multiple frags over the course of this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and go to a rehost. So some very secluded lands where you have the best of the best going, the 2 best from each region. But now they're going against Rogue, one of the best in NA. They want to prove that they can actually close out a land and win it. Meanwhile, Rogue, they want to prove that NA can also close out a land as well. So the score being 5-6. LeStream, they're in the driver's seat right now. They're up. They just need 1 round to go. Rogue has forfeited 3 rounds in a row, losing them back to back to back against LeStream. And, you know, it's a bit of momentum on LeStream's side. Hopefully this technical timeout is going to help Rogue out.
If anything, gives them a minute to like reset, right?
Yeah.
Always a benefit of a technical pause is if there's any players that are kind of frustrated or a little bit flustered about
ice the kicker.
Maybe if they're like having a bad 1v1 record or something like that, right? Yeah, ice the kicker in a way, which works out well for a team that's behind. Not so much for LeStream, of course, since they're shot ahead a little bit. But LeStream, like we said before, big respect to them for being sportsmanship on this, and I believe I'm sure that they agreed to this rehost since the round was already live. But LeStream now also on map point. They have the capability to shut this down right now, 7-5 and a 2-0 series overall. Let's see if they can do it. It's going to be up against another workshop hold from Rogue.
Definitely seeing the same classes coming for Rogue, so the roam play is going to be extremely important. Let's see if they go ahead and waste some time and hopefully pick up a kill or 2 to help out Slash Hug and others who are holding down the site currently. The smoke play is going to be ideal when it comes to the later seconds in the round, but we're going to get to that in a little over 2 minutes. But holding down security room, Rise. He has gunfire coming in, and he's trying to see if he can open up a hole in the wall to get a pick. Okay, there's definitely 1 person off, and they're highly aware of that.
And meanwhile, we've got Corey starting to work his way down. He's actually going back outside. A little hit of the hammer back over here towards the main door. Going to be trying to make any moves just yet, just basically trying to open up some of the wood reinforcements here. Give them a lot more options to play off of, especially now that time is starting to slowly tick down a little bit lower at about a minute and a half left. Rogue still going to be, obviously have to be worried about LeStream's push, which should be forming up here over the next 20 seconds or so. And we'll expect the execute to come potentially pretty late because we haven't seen a whole lot of kills yet. That's going to change now. Corey striking first, able to find Shuttle, knocking out the roam presence. Corey almost, there's 2 players in a row he almost gets. And he gets a lot closer on Eclipse. You can see dropping him down to only 25 HP. He's going to fall back to the inside of Customs.
LeStream currently trying to open up every way possible. The mirrors were in effect, but they're not going to give that opportunity and that advantage to Rogue. So they're going to open up every single wall as possible, utilizing skeleton keys and everything else, bullet holes, to make sure that Rogue is extremely vulnerable. And Eclipse, he's on his last leg right now. He wants to make a play to help Rogue win this round and go into overtime. You have Alfama moving in currently on the balcony.
Let's see, slowly moving downstairs to make their push happen. Rise starts things off well. Hicks will follow it up. There is a trade from Eclipse, but it still gives LeStream a massive advantage. You've got the smoke still in play within the site, though, and that could delay the play. Now, though, he's the only one left. Easy's gone down. He's got to pull it out, but no, Aces gets the double kill. And with that, it's LeStream that will take the 2-0 victory. Their highest tournament finish yet, guaranteeing them a semifinals, but they're not going to be happy with that. They're going to want to go all the way to the finals. They still have at least one more opponent before they get to that, but still a great victory for LeStream as they take it 2-0, knocking out the last North American team in the tournament.
Blue, what do we have to say about this? NA falls short once again at a LAN. It's not a major, it's a minor this time. And it sucks. Being up 6-3, you pretty much relinquish all of those rounds to LeStream. LeStream, they went out, and they send the only last remaining North American team home. I mean, the last time I've seen a throw that hard was when Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl. So it's pretty rough, man. Rogue, they still had a great showing. They went against LeStream. LeStream isn't a pushover team at all as well. So, you know, great showing from both teams, but LeStream will move on, and they're going to face the winners of NIP and Chaos.
It also marks the elimination of one of our high seed teams, Rogue taking second seed in the bracket. One of the two teams, Secret was the other one, and they've already made it through to the semifinals that were able to go 3-0 in the Swiss play. As a result of that, we can see, of course, there's some good intentions going on and a lot of good sportsmanship. But to break this match down, we're going to take it back over to the studio with Stokes and Ray to talk about this match.
Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Veli. Honestly, guys, it seems like LeStream and EU get the better end of North America yet again. Cut Corey and the squad of Aces go ahead and take the W, and they push themselves into Championship Sunday. Here, Rain Day, of course, joined now by Stokes to kind of wrap up what happened in Game 2 and Game 1. LeStream with a 2-0. Sitting there just before was Veli kind of talking about the fact that, you know, he thinks Rogue is going to have a good go at it. Not even close. That's a bad way to say it. 2-0 is a little misleading. It was a very close set, but it ended up being LeStream who kind of overcame the fact that they usually don't perform well on LAN.
Exactly. I think Rogue's kind of in the same boat as well. Again, we talked about how previously they weren't too hot after their matchup in December where they ended up winning the United States Nationals here in Vegas. Trying to make it repeat. This is their hometown. Rogue stays in Vegas. I think they're only like 15 minutes up the road from here in some apartments. So, I mean, you have that home field advantage, but when it comes to